Okay, that was just the truck moving away that brought us our wood for next winter. And we got a bonfire incinerator going here to get rid of all this junk. Brett's finally got the garden more or less cleared up. Back of the house, Josh coming back to the fire. Brett's garden starting to show. We got corn starting to come up all along. Lots more corn put in, but just today we got the last of it in. Some beds planted, some beds not. Here we got some potatoes. And a mixture of things that were more or less planted based on as they came up in the being pre-planted in containers. This is all parsnips and carrots. But this is Brett's trailer or tractor. Water supply in the pickup. And this is the load of wood from Jenny Brothers. I like them. I'm very happy with what I got. Very, very. $1,300 for that. Cheap. And the long walk over to the other set of gardens. Ooped. And the top end of the one ditch. Easier to look down on the field now that the grass has all been cut and everything's like one level. Looked horrible yesterday because I had it all cut and along all the ditches were still tall grass. Now to see what's really up. We got onions. We got potatoes. We got more potatoes. And more potatoes. And more potatoes. And then we got some peas starting to come up. A few more potatoes of all things. And the coriander is actually starting to come up. Now we got green onions and chives and lettuces and parsleys and all that kind of stuff that's all along here. And then at the very end I got some beets and some more spinach. If they could actually come up, I actually had 6 or 5 huckleberries germinate and survive. I had a lot more germinate, but they didn't survive. Bad conditions. My cucumbers are coming like crazy. You can see the lettuce coming up. That's mescula, well, still lettuce. And here's a really nice set of cucumbers coming up. And the deep end of the trench. Mind you, I think since the last time I pulled up, I had to build this trench across there or across there, draining that little bit of lowland. We've got a bit to determine where the lowest laying areas are. This is pretty well now dry enough. This is likely since the last time. It's still blocked up. I haven't had to use it. But it will be needed for next year's drainage. And up there. And another deep trench. You know what? Even when it's dry soil, I always have water in these trenches. Which isn't great for the black flies. And this is broccoli and cauliflower. They are coming up here's and there's, but it's still early for them. There's a nice looking one. Mangles. I think there's a couple showing up. That's a great big, almost like a feed beet, which some people say are really good. These are scarlet runners. This section is Three Sisters. It's scarlet runners down the center with corn, as you see. Now my squash, which are going to be every other hole in the center. And I forget how it works, but I'm not really seeing the squash coming up. Oh, whoa, wait a second. There's my first squash that I can be certain of. Yep. It's come up in the last 24 hours, I think. This is lima beans. I just didn't do that great. I've got perhaps 4 on the go. This one can... Nope. Okay. I think they're having a hard time shedding their bean itself. But might not be ready. Anyways, we got more Swiss chard and beets. Carrots are just barely poking up. I can see the odd one here and there. Yeah, there's carrots in there. Lettuce. Spinach. Wow, that has made a growth today. It was not doing well until today. And mesclun mix again. It grows great no matter what you do. Parsnips, I'm still waiting, but I still see some. I see some. A lot of them there. They're slow germination. Kale's actually growing pretty good. Definitely needs water tonight or tomorrow. My white beets really haven't shown up that much yet, but they will. And kale. And we got a bunch of Brussels sprouts growing down here as well. Now over to the final bed, which it's me beans, green beans and yellow beans, and they're all growing great. And at some point, and I forget where, because I kind of lost track of where I changed to pole beans. And there's some pole beans that I have to put up there. Now I haven't seen these today. These are my main squash bed. And I'm sure that's 3 of the 4, or all 4 of the squash seeds that I put into that one spot growing. But it could be other things too. We'll see. Because there's zucchinis in that one, not winter squash. This is over to winter squash. Close up of the lemon. Eats belts. Bad coil pack. I don't know, it's a bad coil pack, but it stalls out. Won't buy from them again. This is what remains the best soil on the property. I will be digging this all up and turning it over the next 2 to 3 years. And then up there where that propane tank and verticillar to an extent. And between the beds and the other side over here, more garbage. Well, same garbage. That's the metal. I don't know. Maybe we'll find a place that'll just take it away. And maybe we'll repurpose it all. I don't know. There's the part of the roof that really needs fixing. Who knows? Might get it done over the next couple months. Well, better. Next time into town, I think I'll order the metal. Hot flies are starting to get bad. Anyways, I think that's it for this update.